Salutations viewers, you're watching Bavery Co. I'm Ben, and this week I'll be doing a video about dealing with conflict. So conflict is something that happens to almost all of us, and it can happen between family members, it can happen with friends, colleagues, boyfriends, girlfriends, romantic partners in general, just anyone. We can have conflict, we can find conflict with anyone. So this video is just going to be 6 points on how you can deal with conflict. So number 1, don't rush to resolution. I know many of us don't really like confrontation, we don't like dealing with conflict, so we try and rush in and try and get it resolved as quickly as possible. Now, I advise against this because rushing into it means that you're still very caught up in it, you've not really given it much thought, and so you can end up often making the conflict worse because you're just, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. And it just kind of feels like what you were saying before was insincere because you're quickly backtracking to try and resolve it. So my advice is to take maybe 24 hours to review why the conflict happened, what the conflict involved, and your response to conflict. Following on from that, number 2, know what you want to say. So as I just said, you might want to take 24 hours and use part of that 24 hours to think about your response when you actually confront the person you have the conflict with. Knowing what you want to say means that you're not improvising when you are dealing with the conflict. And so when this happens, you're not going to say stuff just coming off the top of your head, you're not going to get caught up in a deviant train of thought. So knowing what you want to say, don't have it written down in front of you so you are reading off a piece of paper like this so it sounds really insincere and all totally planned. Have a basic idea of your points. So I believe the conflict started because of this. This is my response to the conflict. Allow them to respond. While you do this, number 3, remain calm and rational. It's not going to make the situation any better if you suddenly get emotional or you get angry. You have a right to be angry if you have been wronged or if you've been insulted. However, if you get angry, the other person will get angry and it will further the aggression and the trouble the conflict is causing. So I know it may be hard, but remain calm and rational when dealing with the conflict because it allows you to have a discussion about how this can be resolved, or discussion about the conflict in general, rather than just a screaming match. And a similar thought, number 4, don't be afraid to step back. If you are being calm and rational, and the person you are dealing with is screaming at you, they are becoming very emotional, they're becoming angry, don't be afraid to call off that particular talk. There's nothing wrong with just saying, let's just take a breather for a few minutes, we'll get back to it, let's just calm down. Again, that allows you to reevaluate on the spot, so you can reevaluate the situation from what's just been said. It gives you both a chance to just cool down for a bit and then get back to a more rational discussion. Number 5, listen. Even if you are the party who is being wronged and the party who is the victim of the conflict, you still listen. Both parties should listen to what the other has to say. It may give you a perspective or it may give you reasoning as to why they did what they did. It may give you their point of view. So don't just go, oh look, they're talking, I'll just watch their mouth go nam. Actually listen to what they're saying because they may give you an insight that you hadn't thought about. May give you a perspective of where they were coming from with what they said, because you may have misinterpreted it, though they may have misinterpreted you. Also, listening allows you to give a much better response, so you can respond with clarity, you can respond and build on what they've just been saying. That said, number 6, my final point, stand your ground. Do not back down during a fight unless you are the one who is wrong. If you have gone in there and you want to tell your boss, I do not like what you are doing, I do not like how you just changed my shifts at the last minute, I do not like how you treat your staff. If they start yelling at you and if they start threatening you, stand your ground. You are the one who's been wrong in this situation. If you back away, yes, you may keep your job, but you'll just be treated like shit for the rest of your employment because they go, haha, they're not going to stand up to me because they didn't stand your ground. That said, if you are discussing it with the person that you were in conflict with and you realise you were wrong, back down. Because you're just going to make it worse if you continue to fight a point which you now know is wrong. I know it's understandable you might not realise you're wrong, but if you realise partway through the conflict you are wrong, back down and apologise. The best way to do this is to wait until they have finished talking and go, after you have said this, I realise I am in the wrong and I apologise for what I've done. I hope we can move past this. So, quick recap of my 6 points. Do not rush to a resolution, it will only make things worse. Know what you want to say so you are not improvising, and know what you're going to say so that you're not improvising, like I am currently improvising, and so that you have a clarity of argument. Number 3, remain calm and rational so you do not exacerbate the situation through anger or emotional distress. Number 4, do not be afraid to step back. If you feel this is going badly, or that you're both becoming overly emotional, take time out, take a 5-minute breather, and then get back to the discussion. Number 5, listen. Make sure you are listening at all times so that you can respond in an appropriate manner to what they are saying. And number 6, stand your ground if you are the one being wronged. If you are the one being wronged, do not back down because you are the one who is being wronged. If you are in the wrong and you realise you are in the wrong, back down and apologise sincerely. Right, so that is my advice for dealing with conflict. I may be making a follow-up to my dating video in 2 weeks' time. Avery is busy with schoolwork, very busy with schoolwork, final year of high school and all that. So she may be back next week, but we shall hopefully see you when we see you. Goodbye, guys.